Well, hello everybody. Hello everybody. Welcome back to another episode of To a Woman's Heart, where we uplift, motivate, encourage, and empower women. Well, tonight is Tuesday, and usually we highlight businesses on Tuesday, but the individual we was going to highlight was unable to make it. So here we are, keeping things moving as we say we will always do. All right. Don't forget to follow us on all our social media outlets. That's Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Tumblr, Pinterest, YouTube. Subscribe to YouTube and follow our website, number two, a womansheart.com, and the social media outlet, number two, a So, as you know, tonight's subject is peeling back the layers to get to the root of you. And I always like to start off with the meaning of the word that we're using for tonight. And so the word tonight is peel. Peel is a very important word in the conversation we're having tonight. So peel says, the first meaning says, remove the outer covering or skin from, and uses from a fruit or vegetable. And then number two says, of a surface or object, lose parts of its outer layer or covering in small strips or pieces. And the noun is the outer covering of rind of a fruit or vegetable. So when you talk about the outer layer of anything, and even in a fruit, uh, we know the outer layer of a fruit or a banana peel or a peach or a plum or a watermelon. Purpose is to protect what's on the inside. So the contents on the inside is usually pretty soft, right? But the outside surface of what the peel is protecting is very sturdy, is solid. So if you look at a watermelon, the watermelon has a thick rind, right? So you would need a knife to cut into that thick rind. It covers the contents all the way around. Now, if you look at an orange, it's not as solid as the watermelon, but the rind purpose is to protect the content on the inside because it keeps all the juices contained within the rind. So if you look at the banana, when you peel it, the contents on the inside of the banana is squishy like. Now, when you talk about a kiwi, it has a skin, but the skin is not as thick as the watermelon, the banana peel, and the orange. So if you even look at a lemon, the lemon skin is very thick because it protects the content on the inside. So as with us, in our bodies, the outside, our skin protects our veins, our nerves, our muscles, our tissues, our heart, our lungs, our stomach, our intestines. It is up under all the layers of our skin. And even if you ever watch anybody do surgery, you know in certain areas there are multiple layers of the skin on the inside of the body, right? And so when we're in life, when we're in life and we're going through um, a lot of things, we go through a lot of things. We absorb the contents on the inside, but we put up this layer of protection because we don't want nobody to know, we don't want nobody to see. So we have multiple layers of skin on us. And that's why I say peeling back the layers to get to the root of you. And so as you go through life, in different relationships, different employment opportunities, working with different individuals, as you start a business and run a business, there are things that transpires in your life. And even as a kid growing up, there are things that transpires in our life that affects us, that we cover it up under the layers of skin. We don't want nobody to see our hurts. We don't want nobody to see our pains. We don't want nobody to see our scars. And me and my sister just having this conversation, and I mentioned this in another a live stream. So you can understand what I'm talking about. How we cover up so well. We cover up things so well, and if somebody would look at us from the outside, they would have no idea of the hurt, the brokenness, the unhealed parts of our lives that we have. And so when you're window shopping and how we end up seeing things that piques our interest, it's all about how it's dressed. So look at the window of a store, right? So there's a mannequin sitting in the window, and she, most mannequins have on lipstick, they have makeup, their eyebrows are perfect, they have the outfit, they have the jewelry, and they have the shoes that match. And so when you're walking in the mall, or if it's an outside mall and you're walking past that window, because of how that mannequin is dressed up and how everything matched so perfectly, it gets our attention. And so sometimes we stop in our tracks, and sometimes we back up to look at what's in that window. And on the outside, looking at the mannequin, everything seems perfect. She's put together, the makeup, the hair on her head is nicely put together. The clothes is coordinated very well. The shoes is, complementing the outfit. And if she has a purse, her jewelry, it all balanced out, right? But if you've ever been in a store, when they pull the mannequin out of the window, or they pull it from off the front of the end cap of a store where they have stuff hanging up there, and you take all the beauty off of it, right? And then you look at that mannequin and you see the nicks, you see the scars, you see the grooves that have been dug in. It's like the bumps and the bruises from them trying to change the clothes and put it in that window and change from that window to another window. So you see all those bumps, those nicks, and those scars. The same way with us in life. When we are going through things in life, we get nicks, we get some paper cuts, we get some minor cuts, and we get some deep cuts. We are wounded, we are broken, and it piles on the contents. We have like the slices of orange. When you peel the orange, each piece has this perfectly little white strip in between that separates the orange, right? And when you cut the watermelon, you cut it in slices. Same way with our life. There are different pieces of our life that has impacted us greatly, and it has shaped us in who we are. So if you're a woman who has daddy issues, and you was raised up with your father not being there when you needed him to be, or doing the things that girls like to do with their father, and he's unable to guide you through certain things, and then you have friends who fathers are present in their lives, and sometimes you long for those things, and sometimes you question yourself, um, is it something that I done? Not understanding that it had nothing to do with you. It has something to do with him and maybe the relationship with your mother. But we don't know that. All we know as a kid, I want my mother and my father to be in my life. And for whatever the reason may be, they're not there. And so without us even realizing, it has impact on us as we get older, as we start dating, and get into relationships and different things, and we start acting out because there are some pieces of our lives that's missing. And even if it's a mother and you was raised by your grandmother may have done an awesome job, but there is still some aspects of your life that you long for your mother to be there. Because when you think about a woman who carries a child for 9 months, And then you think about that woman who delivers that child. And then you think about that woman who ignores that child or treat that child bad or disregard the child or whatever it may be. And it could be something in her life that she has not addressed that she's pushing on you. But you don't know that. You're just a kid looking for the love of a mother, looking for the love of a father. So these are contents in your life that's packed up under this tough skin that we have covered and we have hidden very well. And so it's some things that we have to, we're thinking about. It contemplates, it sits in the back of our minds. And when we see certain things, it pricks our thought process. Or here's another one. A mother who's lost a child. I can attest to that. And so the pain of losing that child, you understand what I'm saying? The wounds, the hurt of losing that child. So that is a difficult part as well. And so it's something for us to think about because we pack away a lot of stuff. You know, have you ever seen the show Quarters? And they go in people's houses and they have everything packed away everywhere. So as we go through life, as we suck things through like a vacuum cleaner, we take on all the hurt. We take on the broken relationships. We take on the misunderstandings. We take on people doing us wrong. We take on people that said they loved us and they used us. We take on mothers walking away. We take on fathers walking away. We take on the loss of children. We take on children being sick. We take on so many things in life that we don't realize, and we put it in the skin of us. And all these contents of everything that we have absorbed in life, and then it spews out and it sends us into another direction. Some people are angry. Some people feel like, I'm not worthy of love. Some people feel abandoned. They're hurt and they don't know how to properly place those things in the proper bucket to get to the root of who they are, because everything that they have absorbed through life has consumed them, and pretty much they have lost themselves. And the hardest thing for us to do as women is to peel back those layers and get to the good content of who we are. We have to learn how to release some things because everything is not in our control. And some things that we go through are designed that way. Like every woman cannot be a mother of a sick child, a child with disabilities, because you're not equipped to handle that. You follow what I'm saying? So God give each one of us our special strength to deal with some things. And I think, and I've said this before in other streams, we as women don't realize how truly strong we are, how we've gotten through a lot without the help of anyone. And if we would sit down and really tell our story, people looking at us from the outside would truly be amazed at all the things that we as women have been through. And the sad part to all of this is that even some women will never get to the root of who they are because everything that they have absorbed through life has weighed them down. They are buried themselves in all the issues of life that they have taken on. And then sometimes instead of us looking in the mirror, we want to look at somebody else and place that blame on those individuals. But sometimes we have to be honest with ourselves and take ownership to it. There is a saying that you can control, you can control. That you can't control, you can't control. You just can't. And everything happen in our life is not intentionally to hurt us as women. Sometimes, especially with parents, they don't come with instruction book, you know, and depending on the age that they found out they was going to be a parent, if they was young, they have no idea about parenting a child, especially if they're still in the age of a child. So they have no idea about that. They're learning themselves. And if you decide to have the baby or for the wrong reason, that don't help. That's another thing that is piled on you that you have to know how to peel off those layers. So we have to learn to peel off the layers of, I made a mistake. Peel it off. We all make a mistake. Learn from the mistake and move on. Peel off the layer that I gave up my virginity too soon. You learn from that. You move on. Peel off the layer that, I thought he loved me. I thought this relationship was going to last a long time. Well, maybe he was not the person that you thought he was. And maybe you didn't realize that he was truly not your soulmate. Peel off that layer. Let it go. How about, mother or father issues? That is not yours to take on. And you can't control what an adult will or will not do. And as much as it hurt, I'm not disregarding your feelings. I'm not disregarding your emotions of how you feel about, not having a mother or not having a father. I'm not, you know, disregarding your feelings about that. But look at it. Take a good look at it. And then find you a common place where you can deal with it for you and move on. Okay? Learn how to forgive and let it go. Peel back that layer. That's something that you need to peel back the layer on. Or how about somebody set a trap for you and you probably saw it coming, but you thought they was better than that and you couldn't believe that they would do something like that to you. Let that go. Peel back that layer, because everything that somebody does to you, how they treat you, has an effect on your life. It impacts you one way or another. You become a person that don't trust people. You don't trust. If you've been in a relationship and every man that you've been in a relationship, they have used you over and over again. Well, did you ask yourself the question, did I place myself in a position to allow myself to be used by this individual? Did you ask yourself that question? And that's a question you have to ask yourself. In order for us to get to the root of who we are and to become our better, best selves, we have to relinquish and release some things that we have been holding on to for years. And if you sit down and think about it, the more you hold on to it, what does that do for you? Does it make a difference in your life or no? That man who walked out of your life, did another man come along that was much better than what you had? Sometimes the things that we go through, God is forcing us to let it go because we don't know how to let it go on our own, so we can get back to the root of who we are. And most times when we get out of one relationship, instead of jumping directly into something else, let us learn how to evaluate and see, what is it about me and what part did I play? What could I have done better? Not to beat you down, but to not repeat the same things you repeated before. Sometimes we as women, we get in our own heads and we get in our own way, you know, and there are great things that are right before our very eyes. And we don't know how to go about tapping into that because we still got a hand back here holding on to the past instead of living in the present and walking towards our future. You can't. So try this. For those who don't understand Um, what I'm talking about, try walking backwards in your house. Try walking backwards in your house and truly see how far you get with walking backwards in your house. See what's the progress um, that happens with you from walking backwards in your house. I just want to know, how far do you get from walking backwards in your house? Because you can't get nowhere. You can't make good steps. You can't proceed forward. You can't get to your next destination walking backwards. So as long as we walk backwards in life, repeating the cycle of taking on, they hurt me, uh, they disrespected me, they used me, they broke me, and you're not healing yourself and you walk around with these scars, you'll never ever get to your present, and you'll never live happily in your future. So sometimes it means we have to dig deep. And all the time, we don't want to dig deep. We just don't, because we don't want to face those demons. We don't want to face those things that has been haunting us in our life. We don't want to face those things. And so, just like the watermelon, it's safe for us to keep the skin, the covering, to protect my heart on the inside, to protect my feelings, protect my emotions. It's safe for me to not peel that orange. I want to protect what's on the inside. It's safe for me to not peel that banana, because if I peel that orange, I peel that banana, I cut that watermelon open, then I expose myself. I open myself up, and potentially somebody can point their fingers at me, or they can say something about me, or they can judge me. But do you know, no matter what you do and what you say, how you act, where you go, who you with, who you're dating, who you're not dating, where you're working, where you're not working, people are going to judge you either way. It's all about how we deal with it. That's what it's about. It's about how we deal with it, how we digest what people say about us. And sometimes we take on more than what we should. Everybody's opinion shouldn't matter. It shouldn't, because everybody's opinion is not great opinions. Some people do to get a rise out of you. They do. They want to see you change and be something that you're not. They want to see that type of person come out of you. But I'm saying, peel back the layers and get to the root of who you are. You know, that virgin person of yourself, before everybody infiltrated all these different things inside of you to make you look at your own self side eye. It's even a thing with when you're dating men and they're like, okay, well, you're not fat and you're not this, and you don't have a certain weight, a size, or you don't have a certain weight, or you're not a certain skin complexion, or your hair is not this, or your nose is too big, your lips is too big, your teeth are too crooked, you got more titties than you got booty, you got more booty than you got titties, and all this stuff. And these are the things that we take on, that goes into the skin of us. And it's hard to pull back those layers and shed them. Some of us are 50, 60, 70 years old and still holding on to unnecessary stuff that we should let go. It's not important. I say this, and I'm not being cruel, and I'm not being mean, and I'm not being evil. They don't pay your bills. They don't understand how your household functions. They don't know what you go through in everyday life. See, those are enough stresses without allowing somebody else to add to it. You follow what I'm saying? And sometimes we give too much of ourselves to allow people to do the things that they do. And sometimes we don't listen. The evidence is right there before our eyes, and we choose to ignore. We don't pay attention to our woman intuition. We just like, no, that can't be, but it is. And we ignore that. And so these are the things that absorb in our skin. And we cover those contents up by dressing up the outside. Think that if we keep our hair done, if we keep our lashes on, if we keep our face made, if we, work out and everything and keep our body in a certain size way, that somebody's going to love me more, somebody's going to think more of me. No, they're not. Now you just made up, expensive weave wearing, perfectly shaped person who they still don't like. If they like you, they like you. If they don't, they don't. We have to know that. You can be, and nobody is perfect. The only perfect person is the person that don't breathe anymore and they can't make any more mistakes. That's the only perfect person. Otherwise, there are no perfect people in life. We have to know that. We need to know that. We should know that. And so I'm saying to every woman out there, whether you watch the stream right now or you watch it on replay, sit down and do an evaluation of yourself. Don't let nobody else evaluate you. You evaluate yourself. And then start peeling back those layers of who you are and see if it's the real you or the fake you. And if it's a fake you, then peel back those layers until you get to the root of the true you. That's what you need to be doing. And again, you can't work a job. You can't buy friendship. You can't put it on layaway. You can't. People are going to like you, or they're going to love you, or they're not. Simple as that. At some point in time, we have to understand it. At some point in time, we know how. We need to know and understand, I don't need to sit at this table anymore. It's time to change seats. And sometimes, if that's what is required of you to change seats, then that's what you need to do. You need to change seats for the healthiness of yourself. You can't continue to sit at the table with chaos and confusion because you already got enough stuff going on in your life. And you see tornadoes, right? They start with the small spin. And then as it spins, it draws in everything, all the trash, the shoes. It draws in this. It draws in that. Everything that's in its path, it sucks it up. And then it goes up and it spirals up and it spirals up and it spirals up. And then it destroys everything in its path. It's just like us. When we take on so many things in life, we start here, and then we take on the garbage of what's happening at work. And then we take on the garbage of what our friends are doing to us. And then we take on the garbage of what our family members are doing to us. Then we take on the garbage of what our mates are doing to us. And we take on all this stuff. Now we got our stuff going on. And now the tornado is just building in the middle of the circle. All this garbage is going around and around with you. You study drawing everything into the eye of your tornado in your life. And you study absorbing all this stuff that's coming from every direction. You follow what I'm saying? And it becomes so much that you end up depressed. You end up having panic attacks. You end up having anxiety. You end up having heart palpitation. You end up having trouble stomach problems. You end up having migraine because you have taken on too much. You have let everybody dump everything on you, and you have absorbed all that crap inside your layers of your skin. You follow me? Instead of protecting your contents, protect your heart. Protect your emotions. Protect your feelings. Protect those. That's what the rind of a watermelon does. It protects the contents on the inside. That's what the peel of a banana does. It protects the content on the inside. That's what the peel of an orange does. It protects the content on the inside. So it stays intact. If you took the peel off the banana, if you took the peel off the orange, if you took the outer layer of the rind of the watermelon, you can no longer protect the content on the inside. And that's what people focus on the most. They focus on breaking down your rind, your skin and your peel to get to the heart of who you are, to cause turmoil and chaos in your life. That's what their purpose is. They want to change you by doing stupid things, poking and prodding and lying on you and making it seem like you're crazy, or making it seem like you're desperate, and making it seem like you can't get through life, and making it seem like you always need somebody, and making it seem like you can't get over your issues, or making it seem like, that they won, that they destroyed who you are as an individual. And some people's sole purpose is to break you down. That's their sole purpose. But your skin of who you are, purpose is to protect all those important organs that is shielded and covered beneath. That's what it's for. So you take control of your life and peel back the layers of all that crap you dealing with, and get back to the root of who you are as an individual. Be your true authentic self. Don't let nobody change you. Well, I don't love no more. I don't like nobody no more. I can't be around nobody no more. You know your limits. Nobody else knows your limits better than you do. You know your limits. And you can't let nobody take that away from you. So I'm saying, peel back the layers of all the junk, the hurt of not being healed, your brokenness, you're feeling used, your mama issues, your daddy issues, your addictions, your dependency, whatever it may be. Peel back those layers and get back to the root of who you are. And as I talk to you, I talk to myself, because there are some layers of me I need to peel back too. I can't let what people say weigh me down. I am the control of how far I will let somebody stress me. I am the control of how far I will let somebody depress me. You like me or you don't like me. God made me this way. And he didn't make me like anybody else for a specific reason. I am uniquely designed the way Renee is supposed to be designed. I have everything within me that I'm supposed to have. Now, it's how I choose to use them that will make the difference. So, however you are designed, it's how you choose to use what God has given you will make the difference. And again, we don't want to do self-evaluation. We want to keep all this heavy burdens and loads. We want to pack it in the chest and lock it away. We want to listen to people that we should not listen to. And those people don't have our best interests at heart. And the very people that are in our corner is the very people that we hurt the most. That's just being honest. We hurt them the most. We think that some of our people that are in our corner and they tell us the truth, they're out to get us, and they don't want we seem like that they don't want we don't want them to succeed, pretty much, But we're looking out for their best interest. Tough love is tough love. That's what it is. If you love somebody, you should tell them the truth. You shouldn't lie to them. You should nothing. Tell them the truth. Bottom line. That's what's wrong now. We too lying to each other. And I'm not saying be too blunt, but there's a way you can say what you have to say. And sometimes you have to walk away and reapproach. Bottom line. And then sometimes you just have to pray about and let the Lord handle it. But ladies, do me this favor. Peel back the layers of who you are. The stuff that you need to get rid of, that you done took along and scooped up in the tornadoes of your life. Let it go. If you've been dating somebody and you all was engaged, and he said, well, I don't want to be engaged, and then he goes off and finds somebody else and he marries him right away, let it go. He wasn't the man for you. If you had a baby by somebody and he's not doing what he should do, let it go. Because let's be realistic, ladies. You knew he wasn't that man from the get-go. And you thought by you having that baby, you was going to change him. Peel back the layers and get to the root of who you are. You can't control another grown adult. If somebody did you wrong, give them over to the feet of Jesus and let it go. We can solve our migraines, Let it go. Just let it go. It's not that serious to hold on to it. Okay? That's all I'm saying. All right, ladies. Well, I hope that you'll get some out of this and look like that the strain have a little problem. So I don't know. I'm gonna have to work on getting me a mobile so I can stream in peace without all the interruptions. Um, but anyway, make sure you all follow on the social media outlets: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Tumblr. Follow us on YouTube. Subscribe, like, and comment. Go to toawomansheart.org social media outlet and share. It's like Facebook, Brand Your Business Network, everything. Um, I am determined. No matter how this works out, I am determined. I'm not going to let negativity, I'm not going to let naysayers, I'm not going to let numbers or no one deter me from the purpose and the mission that I am on. So, all right. And I hope you don't let anybody deter you from your purpose and your mission that you're on. All right, ladies? All right. So, until we talk again, all right? Take care.